So we wanted to talk about the importance of the so-called onboarding, and I totally agree with you. You can call it induction, onboarding, training, put them under the same umbrella, separate them. There's tons of stuff. But to your point, you've gone even more aggressively in saying, hold on, it starts at recruitment, as a matter of fact, before you even sign up the contract, because to a lot of people, it's post-contract signing. You know, I don't want to brag about the stuff that we do, but to be honest, a big part of what we did with onboarding is that time between the person started the contract signed the contract before they start, way before that start date. Those 4-week notice or 3 weeks on average 100%. That people get for the IT and the procurement and everybody to know that this person's starting, for the reception to know when they arrive and to have something ready for them, for the manager to call them on a weekly basis. How you going? Looking forward to working with you and what's going on, instead of being just ghosted for 3-4 weeks and they come in like a normal stranger, a brand new stranger when they start on the first day. To keep that linkage, that transition, we put probably $1 million worth of innovation in that process.
When I first was using MyRecruitment Plus, one of the things that I wanted in it, and I remember you and I having discussions, we'll call it discussions, was I wanted to have a very simple survey that could be put on contract signing. You get sent a survey or you get sent a questionnaire or whatever it looks like, or a place to input things like, what's your favorite coffee? What's this? What's that? So the day that you turn up on your first day, your manager walks up and go, flat white with 2 sugars, right? Like, how engaging is that from the first day that you start? Cool.
That's so cool.
I remember what type of coffee you want, and I've got it standing for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One of our clients, as soon as they sign the contract, a glass manufacturer gets sent the details of the person, pretty much name and last name. They print they make coffee machines.
Yep.
They print a beautiful coffee glass cup thing with their name on it.
I love that.
So when they first come in on the first day, the manager hands over that cup to them.
Yep, I love that. And you can even go to the next stage. And I saw a really cool article last night, actually, about a company in Ireland, I think it is, in which they are doing, they had a person come back. They'd left the business and it ended up being re-employed. And they had a cup made for them that said, we loved you so much, we hired you twice. You know what I mean? We love you so much that we hired you twice.
That is
just
so
something
cool.
cool. And had that mug waiting for them.
Yeah.
These personal elements and these moments that are created from this are what engages with people.
Yeah. You know, Bernt, one topic that is completely off topic, but I love about you is, I'm just going to make myself another drink, sorry.
Oh, of course.
You are so much team person. You fight for your team. I love your attitude when it comes to
you and I fought a few times over that.
When you're talking about your team, you talk with such passion that you're their fearless defender. And I love that about you. I respect that about you. Why don't you talk to that point? You know, why is that the way to go? What does that mean? Why does it benefit the company, the culture?
I don't know if it's defense necessarily, okay? Sometimes defense comes into it. But in every role in any business, whether you're selling widgets, whether you're selling iPhones, whether you're selling, gin, people are the product, okay? People are always the product. No matter how much you don't want to admit it, even if somebody says, no, the gin is the product, who designed the gin?
People.
Who made the gin?
People.
100%, okay? If people don't feel engaged and don't feel supported or don't feel looked after in an organisation, why do you believe you're going to get the most out of those people? Okay? Plus,
you're delusional if you
100%.
Yep.
Plus, people work really hard in organisations. I have people in my team currently at the moment that work unbelievable hours, not because it's expected of them.
12, 15 hours?
Well, I bloody hope not, because then I'll cry myself to sleep.
10 hours?
But, there's that work unbelievable hours because they choose to, okay? Because they care about what they're doing. If these people are willing to do that and care about the business that they're working for, or care about what, my strategy or what my business is trying to accomplish, why shouldn't they have all of our support and care, So gone are the days in which organisations were built around management turning around going, you work for us, you do what we tell you.
Yeah, right.
That doesn't exist anymore. Talent is talent.
Yeah.
okay? And it's called talent for a reason. Talent is there because we have people out there that are willing to go on a journey with us to create something wonderful. They should have support.
Zoom into that. Create something wonderful. Can you please define
No
that?
matter what you do. Create something wonderful in whatever you do, okay?
No, I get that. What does it mean, create something wonderful? For them, for the company, for everybody.
Overarching, 100%. Everything.
The accomplishment, the final product thing they do, yeah?
Exactly. So, we all want to be good at what we do, okay? Even people that sit there and say, I just come to work to do my work and then to go home at the end of the day. They also want to do well in that time period that they're actually doing that. Everyone wants to do well at what they're doing.
Okay.
Nobody wants to be doing badly.
Okay, I'm happy to see that. I think that makes sense. Yeah,
100%.
Sure.
Sometimes people need guidance or they need help or they need to feel comfortable and empowered and supported enough to raise things in which they sit there and go, this isn't working for me, or I'm not doing well, I'm not being successful. How can I adapt to that?
Right.
And I'm not saying everybody is right for every different job. Sometimes it comes down to the fact of sitting down with somebody and going, listen, this isn't working out for you. Like, have you thought about doing it this way or doing it that way, or thought about a different career choice or whatever it looks like? We've all had to have those tough conversations. But when it comes down to looking after people that are aligned to what you're trying to accomplish, aligned to what is right for the business and the culture of the business, and we'll probably get back to culture at a later stage because that is a very important part of all of this. They have the right to feel supported and looked after in their business. And plus, I like to be able to go home at the end of the night knowing that my team feels supported. That makes me happy.